Dear beloved viewer, one entire year ago on this day we set out on our journey with just 3 structure decks. Look at us now. One incredible year. Wait, what? What do you mean you didn't realize? Look at the date, it's September 26th. You forgot about our anniversary? I got you this card and you got me nothing?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into. With over 10,000 different cards and so many different products to choose from, where do you even begin? Using a budget of just £30 a week, I set out to mould my own deck and climb the competitive ladder all the way to the European Championships. The challenge? All my cards have to be obtained through sealed official products. I'm not allowed to trade, I'm not allowed to buy cards individually, and instead have to rely on the cold, hard luck of the draw. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch. This is it, fellas. Welcome to the end. The final episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch. Number 49. The culmination of all our year-long efforts and the finish line for what has been one of the most ridiculous challenges any Yu-Gi-Oh! Player has ever done. I asked you guys which deck you wanted to see in the finale between our Crusadia build and the Rokket build, and while the overwhelming majority of you were in agreement that it was only right for us to face the final challenge with the deck that we've all come to know and love. The deck where quite literally every card has a story, and the deck that we've essentially created and theory crafted from scratch. The best place to start with Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially if you're on a budget, is to buy 3 of the same structure deck. And there we go, there he is! Luck Lizard, Rokket Tracer. Oh my god! Oh no, it's a synchro. Okay. Must be super. Dude, what the hell? Oh yes, we got him! It's a synchro.
As a paper, my desk is out.
Is a Crusadia engine. Fantastical trilogy, Brown Boy, Thick Thighs.
Rest with me, close to curtain, brew some purple tea. Reach out for me.
And what the hell is that?
Take my hand and lead even when I disagree.
It's definitely been an amazing and very expensive journey that really wouldn't have been possible without all the people supporting the channel. So for the final time in the season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch, massive thank yous and shout outs going out to Ethan Palmer and Josh Davis for making a contribution through either Patreon or YouTube channel memberships. If you want to make your own contribution and help fund even bigger and better projects, then links, as always, are in the description. Now, today we built the deck's final form by making room for our last big pool, the legendary destroyer of formats, Red Eye's Daddy Dragoon. It is possible that this will mess with the fine-tuned balance of our deck, but we're going to find a way to make it work. We want this final episode to absolutely smash the algorithm, so if you've ever enjoyed the effort that went into making this series, give that like button a little tickle and share it with your friends and communities. Cheers. Now, it wouldn't be a good episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch if we didn't spend our weekly £30 budget, so let's go burn some fat dollar. One, two, tres, cuatro, cinco, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11.
I'll be honest here, I really didn't know what I wanted to open for today because I feel like with the cards that we have, I'm pretty confident and comfortable building our main deck with everything that we have already. So today, I decided, let's try and get lucky. You know, let's try and use up the last of our luck points and try and get a side deck card. Really wouldn't mind a Forbidden Droplets or a Triple Tactics Talent in the side deck, so that's what we're going for today. If we don't get it, no problem. If we do get it, hell yeah. If we get both, well, we're going out on a bang. So 12 packs here of Rise of the Duelist, £2.50 each. That is £30 on the dot, gone. And let's just get into it. So I believe Rise of the Duelist boxes were apparently mapped, but these are just chosen at random out of a booster box. So let's see how we get on. We have a Dark Lord, Melty Face Man, Dark Lord Nurgle, Megalith Fool with her head randomly on the other side of the portal somewhere, Oh man, remember that drawing we did? Hell yeah. Capricious Dark Lord, Captain Roland with his fiery sword, and we got Infernoble Knight, Yugioh. And then Dogmatica Punishment. Man, that looks so cool. Fleur-de-Lis, beautiful. Spiral Fusion, Melfi Playhouse, Godzilla Unicorn thing, and Infernoble Arms, Hauteclair. We should be due 1 secret in 12 packs, and potentially 2 ultras. So it'll be interesting to see if we get like a whole bunch of Dogmatica stuff. Here we have Melfi Rabbi, Curse of Dragon, the Cursed Dragon, with all his spikes there. Kind of looks like one of those Connects pieces. Fright for Cruel Whale, Melfi Pony, the Ponyta, and we did get an ultra, but man, Lifeless Leaf Fish. Absolute garbage. I mean, it's actually a pretty good card, but you know, in terms of everything else in the set, pretty garbage. Melfi Playhouse again, Junk Sleep. No idea what's going on in the background there. Looks pretty cool, I guess. Spiral Discharge and Diced Dice. Poor little guy getting a new dice for Christmas. Pack number 3, we have Infernoble Knight Astolfo, the Woman. Infernoble Knight Mogis. We got a core going here. Melfi Rabbi. We have a Synchro for the Hollow, I believe. Secret Rare, it looks like. What Synchro came in secret? Drill Driver Vespanetto and... oh, okay. Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon. That is really nice. This would be a very good card to play in our deck, but there's just no room for it. There's just no room for the additional extender. But this card is insane and very good in like Light Sworns and other sort of chaos decks. Very good card. Very cheap, and there's quite a decent amount of foil bleed there, which is very pretty. So really happy to get that, to be honest. Gonna look very nice in our binder at the end. We have the Dark Encounter, Melfi Tag, and the Heavenly Dragon Circle. All right, 1 secret already. We might actually get 2. Imagine. Melfi Mommy, Galloping Gaia on his horse, getting chased by his dragon. That's what happens when you cheat on your dragon, my dude. Comes back with a vengeance. Indulged Dark Lord with her heels. Angry Claptrap, Dogmatica Adden, the Enlightened, or the Garbage. Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow. We've got Jackhammer, Spiral Discharge, Horn of Olifante, and Spiral Reborn. Moving on. What have we got in this one? We have a Red Potate, the Pepperami Man, Dark Lord Melty Face, Dogmatica Nexus, level 12, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, level 11, I was wrong. Fright for Cruel Whale, Raid Raptor, Arsenal Falcon. 2 level 7 monsters. We could play this, but why would we? Don't be stupid. Spiral Reborn, Fury of Kairu Shin, Search That Torrential Tribute, DD Evil, and Linkerbell. Alright, halfway after this one. On the front here, we have an Angry Claptrap, Capricious Dark Lord, Fluffle Dolphin, Megalith Fool with her missing head again. Oh man, I thought this was going to be the secret again. Rampaging Smash Tank Rhino Saber, Robot Wars, Junk Sleep, Dark Lord Uprising, Performer Paul, Card Captors, and Dogmatica Nation pack. Number 7, we have Mathmech Diameter with those pretty colors, Machina Resavager with Angry Launch Spider, Indulged Dark Lord. These 2 new Dark Lords kind of remind me of like LP and Pisty with the wings going off on the left and the right. Pretty cool. See if we can put them together, see what it looks like. We have Nergal, Melty Face, and Nemesis Keystone with that bowling ball for a head. Very nice. Dogmatica Punishment, Abyss Actor Twinkle, Little Star, Ancient Warrior Saga, and the Devil. Let's try 3 to the front, I guess. Dogmatica Nation, once again, Melfi Playhouse, Junk Sleep, Melfi Fenny, Galloping Gaia, Indulged Dark Lord, okay, that's the one, we need the other one, Edge Imp Scythe, the Dog, and another Jackhammer. In this one, we have Mogis, Astolfo, once again, they always seem to come together, Nexus, Dracoon Lamp, the stupid-ass worm monster, even though it's a raccoon, a human, a dragon, a fire, yep, Gaia the Magical Knight. I'm not seeing any sort of magic there, but sure, I guess. Fright for Jar, Card Captors, Twinkle Little Star, and Linkerbell. Whole bunch of stars in that one. Final 3 packs here. We have Dogmatica Theo, the garbage, Mathmech Diameter with his big Shang weapon, Indulge Dark Lord. Give us Capricious, man. Oh, we got another Ultra. Emperor Noble Knight Captain Roland and Rika, man. Rika Queen Sterena. Yes, amazing card. Amazing archetype. 2 Ultras, though, and a secret. I guess that's sort of what we were expecting. Another Jackhammer to Dark, Spiral Discharge, and Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. How I wonder. How you doing? Alright. Angry Claptrap. We got Moggus once again. Edge Imp Scythe. Capricious Dark Lord. There we go. We got Oliver for the holo. Horn of Oliphant, Junk Sleep Spiral, and Melfi Hide and Seek. But yeah, look at that. It's like LP and Pisty. It's pretty cool. Apparently they're like the 2 sisters from Solemn Striker or something. The Forbidden... yeah, I don't know. I don't know the lore. I just see pictures. Right, we got another Dracoon Lamp, Galloping Gaia, Melfi Fenny. I believe the holo is behind this one, so we shall put it to the back. And we have Captain Roland, Spiral Reborn, East by South Winds on the Chibi battlefield, Melfi Tag, Melfi Playhouse, and for the final holo, is it going to be a second secret? The first Dark Lord. Man, look at all those stars. 4K, blow up your opponent's field. Very nice. But we got this shiny little thing, this shiny little number. Pretty looking thing, but nothing we're actually going to be using in our deck, unfortunately. Alright, so let's move on and make the final build of our deck.
So, 3 Garnets and 2 extra deck monsters. Initially, when I looked at our build with its super tight extra deck and already large number of Garnets,
I'm looking at you, Gravedigger.
I thought there was absolutely no chance of making this work. Until I thought about it a little bit more. Union Carrier provides us with a lock on the extra deck at the cost of 2 monsters on field and 1 brick in the deck. If we remove the Union Carrier and replace the Buster with our old pal Amorphage Goliath, we essentially open up a free extra deck slot and keep the lock by summoning Goliath off of spheres. This makes our end board less resource intensive and gives us a way to play around board breakers like Dark Ruler into Evenly or Droplet into Lightning Storm. Now, needing just 1 more extra deck spot, we can probably cut the Almirage. It comes up so rarely now that it's just not impactful enough to keep in the deck. So we've managed to find a way to squeeze Deck Daddy and his snack into the extra deck. But what about the main? Well, in episode 19, we took our 2nd place regional finish with a really scuffed 40 card list. So we ended up 2nd place with a 5-1 record. I hope you're proud of me, boys. We did it for Deck Mommy. We then went on in episode 44 to take our top 4 finish in the big online tournament using our previous 50 card list. We get the Borrow Sword, and we get the kill. Oh my god! We did it! Quest complete! We've topped a tournament! Oh, Yugioh from scratch is coming to a successful finish. So how goddamn poetic is it that we now end the series with every deck slot filled from scratch, and therefore an inevitable 60 card abomination. I now present to you the final form of our Yugioh from scratch deck. Now, we might not be playing Dragoon as you would expect. In fact, our ideal uninterrupted end board doesn't even make use of it. This is what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like now. If we were to add Dragoon to this board, we open up a weakness to Super Poly, a card we've avoided for the longest of times, and I want to keep it that way. Sometimes you just need to learn not to put all your eggs in one basket. See, not only can Dragoon be used as just another generic negate on the board, but he can also be used as a grind game, a turn 3 recovery play, a going second board breaker, a backup plan for when turn 1 combos get interrupted, and as salt in the wound for when you've already won. This way we're getting the most value out of the card and can win games in situations where Borrow Sword just isn't enough on its own. So with all that being said, let's take our new list out for a spin and make sure it's ready for the final challenge. Alright, so we have a meta matchup here against Claff. You might know him as the head moderator on our Discord. He is on the 60 card in for Noble Knights. So 60 versus 60, combo versus combo.
How many off the top?
2.
You can have 4.
So 2 6-sided again?
Yeah.
9, Jesus. 2 F. Okay.
I'll go first.
Winning the die roll in any kind of combo matchup is always promising, and we open up an okay hand, so we start by normal summoning Arboria and linking into Magius. For the first time in a long time, Claff apparently opened up a pretty good hand, so I'm expecting some kind of interruption at some point. I do follow up with a quick launch, which is allowed to resolve, so we grab a Tracer from the deck. Now, because I control a Rokket, I can special summon Absorouter from hand, and then the link Tracer into Striker Dragon, triggering Magius, and getting a search for Boot Sector launch. So far so good. Adding Arboria off of Maggie's effect, I summon her to Striker Dragon Zone and a link into our Halki Vibrex.
Parry this, node, and input.
On the Hulk.
Yes.
After our noodle gets negated, unfortunately, I don't have any dragon extenders in hand to make it to the easy LP, but we can link our 3 monsters into Yugioh. We miss out on the draw 4 effect, but it triggers Absorouter and allows us to continue playing. Because noodle was negated, our Rokket Synchron is still in the deck, so that's what we fetch off the Absorouter, and I did say we don't have any dragon extenders in hand, but we do have a dragon starter. So activating Yugioh's effect to special summon from the hand, Black Metal Dragon hits the field. That sets up our LP and grabs us a copy of RedMD from the deck for the first time in so long. Glad to have you back, friend. So now we're able to continue comboing off through the impermanence, and with this setup we have so many different options thanks to the versatility of LP and Brotaur. So with no further interruptions coming our way, let's play it out. After searching Collapserpent off the Brotaur, I make a board of Spheres, Savage, and Daddy Dragoon because I'm not too worried about Super Poly in a combo deck. I could have searched Levianeer off the Brotaur instead, but I wanted to play the resource game and have that extra card in hand for Dragoon.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. No, this is Jesus Christ for you.
Oh no, really?
Dark Ruler off the top is very good for Claff, and then he proceeds to go to the battle phase. Down comes the Evenly, and this is the perfect combination of cards to just kill any combo board, especially with the Union Carrier Buster Lock. But we are not just any combo deck, we prepared for this, so I chain the Spheres to the Evenly Matched. Obviously the effect is negated, we banish the Anaconda and the Savage, keeping the Dragoon on board. Spheres then resolves afterwards, and Goliath hits the field. Too easy, man. Even with the dream going second hand, we can't be stopped. Infernobles really aren't doing much without their extra deck or their battle phase here, so we're going to game 2. It's now Claff's turn to jerk himself off while we read it and weep because we don't open up any interruptions. He doesn't know that though, and out of fear of Gamma and Nibiru, he goes out of his way to get Gearfried on the field before going through his combo. Having to dedicate quite a lot of resources towards getting to the Gearfried, this does cost him a Herald, and therefore he has 1 less negate on his final board. He doesn't do anything too degenerate, like there's no extra deck lock or anything. He has the negate on the Gearfried and a pop on Charles. Charles has battle and targeting protection, and Gearfried has destruction protection. The only kind of annoying thing is that the deck utilizes Smoke Grenade of the Thief, which rips a card out of her hand, and watch this. Even though he does get to rip the Dark Ruler from our hand, our other 4 cards are just so perfect that there's absolutely no way we can lose this, even through a negate and a pop. Even better, Dragoon just completely destroys his board by itself because it can pop the Charles and then attack over the Gearfried, so there's a lot of things he has to be worried about. Starting with a quick launch, we get the Tracer on the board, and then normal summon our Black Metal, linking it into Striker Dragon. Chain blocking the Striker with Black Metal, we get a search for Boot Sector launch and Red MD. Now, throwing down a Foolish, I get to dump Galactic Galactic Spiral, and then link my 2 monsters into Halki Fibrax, which gets chain blocked by the parallel Exceed in hand. He does chain Roland in the graveyard here to equip itself to Charles, so that on resolution Charles will trigger popping a card on the field. So resolving the chain, we get Exceed and Rokket Synchron onto the board, and then on resolution Exceed is going to activate as Chainlink 1 and Charles will activate as Chainlink 2, destroying our Halki Fibrax. You would think that we're in a little bit of an awkward position here, especially with Gearfried still having his negate, but honestly that's really not the case. By linking our Synchron and 1 Exceed into Anaconda, we now have 2 monsters on the board and our opponent has 4. Soul Charge, baby! Yep, Boot Sector launch is going to revive Tracer and Synchron, giving us a nice LP Pisty setup basically for free. We're going to summon Brotaur off of LP's effect and then activate it to search for Levianeer, and then using the Galactic Spiral in graveyard we can remove the Brotaur from the Pisty zone by making it level 8 and then overlaying into Harbinger in the leftmost zone. Thank you, Master Rule 5! Now Pisty's free to bring back the Tracer. We banish the LP for Red MD and then link Tracer and Pisty into Romulus so that we can then activate Red MD's effect to get Tracer back onto the board. We are literally going all out here to stomp him 12 feet underground because out comes the Boral Sword, and we then activate Tracer, popping a Boot Sector launch to get Silverrokket from the deck and a Borreload Savage on the field. Finally, the Gearfried gets used, negating and destroying the Borreload Savage, but honestly the game's already over here. Levianeer comes down, blowing up half of his board, and then we put him out of his misery by bringing out Big Daddy Dragoon. I just find it absolutely insane that through Smoke Grenade of the Thief and a pop and a negate, we were still able to go through Harbinger, Boral Sword, Dragoon, Borreload Savage, Levianeer. Man, this deck is crazy. Honestly, great match and incredible display from our deck there. That's exactly what I want to see in the final challenge. Oh, I think we're ready. After completing near enough every goal that we set out for ourselves, there's only one thing left for us to do. Just know that whether we fail or succeed in this final challenge, I couldn't be any more grateful for all of the support you guys have shown on our journey over the last year. What started as just some random idiot Scottish dude trying out a fun challenge has really turned into something so much more than I ever could have imagined. I want to ask, where the heck did you come from? At the time of recording, I woke up this morning with about 30 subscribers, which is all just people I know because the channel's brand new. All of a sudden, by the end of the day, I've gained at least 100 subscribers literally out of nowhere, and I have no idea why. Despite all of the bad things that have been happening in 2020, it truly feels like it's been our year, and it only gets bigger and better from here. 2019 was a big year for me, and we're gonna make 2020 even bigger and even better. So whether you've been following us from the very start an entire year ago, or you've only just recently discovered the channel, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, we only get one shot at this, so I swear to God, if we see Gravedigger's Trap Hole in our opening hand, you are never going to hear the end of it. Let's go claim our goddamn crown.
Building a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck is expensive, but not necessarily difficult. I decided to take on the ultimate challenge, starting from just 3 structure decks, and on a budget of $40 a week. I'm going to Secret of the Six Samurai. Oh my God! Every journey has to start somewhere.
And every journey has to end somewhere. That's how we were going to end things originally, but unfortunately, we couldn't make it happen, so instead, for the final challenge, we're going to fix one of the biggest mistakes that anime has ever made. Notice how we've made and played 2 different decks over the course of this series, Salamangreat and Rockets, originally piloted by Soulburner and Revolver. That's no coincidence. In episode 115 of Reigns, Revolver faces off against Soulburner for the last time, and ultimately our boy was done the dirty. In one of the greatest duels of all time, Soulburner yoinks an undeserved victory out from his booty pipe in the end, and that doesn't sit right with me, so today, we're gonna set things right. For this duel, I had to call in the help from an actually good Salamangreat player.
I top 16'd the UDS with Salamangreat.
So filling the role of Soulburner, we have a special guest appearance from fellow content creator
Blade Yugioh.
His channel will be in the description. I highly recommend you go and check him out. But now, let's do this duel how it was meant to be done, where Salad Boy does not have plot armor protecting him from the wrath of the dragons. Alright, so the final duel of Season 1, and we win the rock, paper, scissors, getting to go first. You'll love to see it. And our opening hand is insane. We could literally play through like 4 or 5 billion different interruptions with this hand because we just have so many extenders. So we're going to start off by firing off an unexpected die, getting Galaxy Serpent from the deck, and then we're going to normal summon Maximus to set up our Crusadia line. From there we bring out Maggie and then link Galaxy Serpent into Striker Dragon to her zone so we can chain block her and get a search for Boot Sector Launch and Arboria. Going through our classic plays here, we summon the Arboria and get a Halki Fibrax out above the Striker Dragon, and an Effect Veiler comes down. Pitiful attempt at trying to stop us. Degmommy 2 makes an appearance and we make it to our full board with 3 cards still in hand. This is what I meant by our combo being less resource intensive by taking out the Union Carrier. We have so much to follow up with that it's literally like impossible for us to lose on our next turn with Dragoon and Borrowsword. But anyway, we see a Lady Debug come down, so we negate her effect with Savage and then chain Spheres, bouncing it back to the hand. Summoning out our Goliath and getting that extra deck lock on the board is really powerful against Salamangreat, especially after we bounce their normal summon, so all we're going to see is a set 1 pass. With 7,700 damage already on the board, all we have to do is summon a monster and go to the battle phase for an easy game 1. He did draw the Nibiru for the 6th card, which is very unfortunate, but hey, at least in game 2 he gets to go first. Alright, let's see what cursed hand we're dealt with to ruin the series. You know what, this is actually a pretty good hand. We might struggle to play through multiple interruptions, but that's okay because it would be pretty cool to have a close fight. We see Soulburner over here popping off, getting off the Cynet mining for a debug, which is going to search for Gazelle. Then linking into the Balinx with Sanctuary in hand, he's going to reincarnate it to trigger the Gazelle and get it onto the board, dumping Jaguar. This sets him up nicely for a grind game with access to all of his resources, so going into the Sunlight Wolf, he's going to activate the Jaguar to summon it to his zone, and then get the Gazelle back to hand. And then things take an unexpected turn.
Verte Anaconda! Hasdall! Sending Red Eyes Fusion! I fuse the powers of the 2 mightiest normal beings into one terrifying force! Come forth, Red Eyes! Dark Dragoon!
Looks like we have a Dragoon challenge on our hands, boys. Literally anything else would have been nice. We've both drawn Nibiru for our 6th card. So once again, starting off with an unexpected die, we get a Galaxy Serpent to the field, and then we're going to normal summon Black Metal. I can't go into Striker Dragon here because if Dragoon negates and destroys any of my on-field materials, then I'm basically stuck. So we go into the Halki Fibrax and chain block everything with the Parallel Exceed. He does activate Dragoon here, negating and destroying the Parallel Exceed and therefore gaining 1000 permanent attack. And then we get our search for Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and we get Rokket Synchron onto the field. We're really running out of plays here. One more interruption and we could be totally screwed. We know he has Gazelle in hand, so he has 1 unknown card in hand, and that could be anything. Linking into Striker Dragon, we get a search for Boot Sector Launch, but we also now have fodder for Red MD, so we can banish the Striker Dragon to summon Red MD, and activate Red MD's effect to summon back Black Metal Dragon. Now, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is cool and all, but he is no match for the Revolver Special. Of course, we get a search for the vanilla Red Eyes off of Black Metal Dragon, because why not? And we could use Boot Sector Launch to bring back Rokket Synchron here for an LP or Pisty play, but instead I realize I have the exact materials in Graveyard for Levianeer, and we go for the game shot. Borrowsword swings in, showing Dragoon who the real daddy is, leaving Anaconda wide open for a 3k smack with Levianeer.
Revolver Coon, you failed to calculate the damage. You only attacked twice, leaving me at 500 life points. And with that, I'm perfectly capable of making a comeback. NANI?!
Well, ladies and lumps, that brings us to the end of the ride. We're going to sign the series off with a final look at the collection and a bunch of statistics popping up from all throughout our journey. But before we get into that, I will say that today's 60 card build was purely put together for the entertainment factor of bringing together all the big pieces from our journey. Realistically, there's way too many bricks in the deck for it to maintain any level of consistency, and so going forward, if I was to play it again, I'd be going back to the 50 card build. Now, to wrap things up here, once again, thank you so much to anyone and everyone that has followed us along on this massive adventure, but the big question is, what's next? Of course, with this being the last episode of Season 1, I kinda need to give you a little something to look forward to. A reason to subscribe to the channel and tickle my bell. So here you go, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.